Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of today. I'm your host, Sharifa Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. The January 29, 2026 operational update reflects sustained offensive momentum combined with systematic degradation of Ukrainian combat enablers across all active sectors. Russian forces achieved a confirmed territorial gain in the northern sector while continuing to prioritize logistics interdiction, electronic warfare suppression, and the attrition of maneuver formations and artillery assets. The operational pattern remains consistent with a deliberate, theater-wide campaign focused on cumulative advantage and denial of enemy sustainment rather than rapid exploitation.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, it's good to be here.
Colonel Oguntoye, to frame today's discussion, how do you characterize the overall operational picture reflected in the January 29th briefing?
The defining feature today is consolidation through denial. We see a confirmed territorial gain in the north paired with a broad theater-wide effort to strip the enemy of sustainment, electronic warfare, and fires capacity. This is not a day of opportunistic advances. It's a day of disciplined pressure that compresses the enemy's operational timeline. Across all axes, the emphasis is consistent. Reduce what enables the fight, ammunition, EW, artillery, drones, and logistics, so that maneuver becomes safer and more decisive later. What's also notable is the balance of effort. No sector is allowed to become a sanctuary. The enemy is forced to respond everywhere, which degrades coordination and increases friction. That is classic campaign management.
Before we go sector by sector, let's focus on aviation and long-range fires. How central were they today?
They were central to shaping outcomes. Operational tactical aviation, missile forces, artillery, and strike UAVs targeted a military-industrial enterprise, radar stations, ammunition depots, and deployment points across more than 150 locations. That's not support, that's system disruption. When you degrade radar and production while hitting depots and staging areas, you reduce the enemy's ability to see, shoot, and regenerate. The effect compounds. Ground units encounter weaker resistance because fires are delayed. Drones are scarcer, and logistics are brittle. Aviation is knitting tactical actions into strategic effects.
Turning north, control was established over Belaya Bereza. What does that achieve operationally?
Belaya Bereza is a localized gain with outsized shaping value. Control here tightens the northern belt and improves force posture, while engagements against mechanized and National Guard units continue to consume combat power. The destruction of an ammunition depot and an electronic warfare station matters as much as the ground taken. EW loss degrades drone defense and comms resilience. Depot loss shortens endurance. This sector remains a fixing front that limits reserve mobility while steadily hollowing out enablers.
The West saw extensive depot destruction again. Why does this sector remain logistics heavy?
Because fire's dominance hinges on ammunition flow. Defeating multiple mechanized and assault formations while destroying 6 ammunition depots directly attacks the enemy's ability to sustain artillery. The loss of a US-made HMMWV and artillery systems reinforces the point. You don't need to destroy every unit if you deny the means to fight. Improving positions while doing this preserves survivability and options. It's economy of force applied to high payoff nodes.
In the South, Western equipment and EW assets were hit. How should listeners read that?
This is calibrated pressure near urban-adjacent belts. Destroying a US-made Striker, multiple armored vehicles, 2 EW stations, and 5 ammunition depots strips both maneuver and protection. EW losses expose units to reconnaissance and precision fires, while depot losses constrain defense. The intent is to hollow out the defensive ecosystem without rushing into urban combat. You shape first, then decide.
The center again absorbed heavy losses, including a Grad MLRS. Why is that significant?
The central axis is the hinge of the theater. When you destroy a Grad MLRS and multiple artillery pieces while inflicting substantial personnel and vehicle losses, you weaken area fires and suppressive capability that protect maneuver elsewhere. This has ripple effects across adjacent sectors, limiting lateral reinforcement and coordination. Attrition here yields disproportionate strategic leverage.
The East included defeats of drone systems units. What does that indicate?
It indicates a focused counter-UAS effort at the tactical level. Defeating a drone systems brigade alongside mechanized and assault units reduces reconnaissance, targeting, and morale. Vehicle and armor losses further narrow counterattack options. Depth becomes less protective when drones and logistics are degraded.
The Dnipro axis saw targeted strikes again. What's the role of this sector?
Containment and interdiction. Destroying vehicles and an EW station prevents buildup and protects neighboring axes. It's quiet, but it preserves operational balance and denies asymmetric options.
Air defenses intercepted a large number of UAVs today. How does that fit in?
Intercepting over 100 aircraft-type UAVs preserves freedom of maneuver. Air defense denies persistent surveillance and strike, which underpins everything else. It's the shield that allows the rest of the campaign to function.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. I want to emphasize that tactically, January 29th underscores disciplined combined arms execution centered on dismantling enablers, ammunition, EW, artillery, drones, and logistics across all sectors. Strategically, the pattern confirms a sustained war of attrition approach that integrates selective territorial consolidation with deep system disruption. The objective is clear: remove options faster than they can be replaced, shaping conditions for operational decision without assuming unnecessary risk.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive frontline updates from commanders in theater.